Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping parents and juniors navigate through the journey of junior golf. From fitness to mental coaching, we cover it all on this podcast. Here's your host, Ro Thompson.
3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast. My name is Ro Thompson. And of course, you know, we've got a special guest in the building. I'd like to introduce everybody to my man, Nate Hyrn of Acorn Hills. How you doing this morning, Nate?
Hey, good, Ro. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for agreeing to do the podcast, man. I've been seeing you out on Instagram and some of the social media platforms, man, and looks like you really got a good thing going. And before we get into all the good things that you're doing out there in the world of golf, tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us your background story.
Yeah. So I am a sophomore here at college in PA called Mount Aloysius. My major's marketing, my minor's accounting. I actually am a college golfer myself, formerly a junior golfer. So this podcast really spoke to me. But I'm from a very rural Pennsylvania town called Curwensville, where maybe, golf wasn't a popular sport as opposed to maybe like football and your basketball and baseball and things like that. But it was still there. And there's some kids that wanted to play, and I was one of those kids. And I really took to it. And, growing up, a lot of my friends didn't play golf. To say like they'd want to go to the local park and play basketball. And I'd say, okay, I'm going to go work on my wedges or something like that. So I'd go up Thursday mornings, Friday mornings, my mom would drop me off. My best friends growing up were these 67-year-old guys that were seniors playing in the senior league. So I grew up as a junior golfer playing in these senior citizen golf leagues. So that's my little bit of my golf background. But, I always had this passion for the outdoors and, looking good and feeling good. And fashion too. So like that's where the whole inspiration for Acorn Hills came from, was this, how do I find a way to combine these two things, the two things that I love the most: golf, which has been a huge part of my life, and then the outdoors, which is also a huge part of my life, just living in a small rural town in PA. So, that's a little bit of background on myself. But as far as here at the college, I'm pretty involved. I actually founded our business club here. Yep. And I grew that this semester. I think we had about 80 members plus our executive board. So that was a great thing. I work in marketing here. Once in a while I'll be the school mascot. So I definitely am moving all around for sure. But it's such a great thing.
All right, good, man. And before we get into the branding part of Acorn Hills, tell us about your junior experience. What was that like?
Yeah, and like I said before, me being in a very rural part of PA, there wasn't a lot of quote unquote tours available for me to play on unless I wanted to travel 2-3 hours away, which towards my sophomore year, junior high school, I did. I was on the Isleys tour down in Pittsburgh, which is kind of like is a PGA type junior tour. But I played in 3 or 4 events, and that had like your players like your Palmer Jacksons, John Peters, that one, Palmer Jackson now plays for Notre Dame. Okay. And John Peters now plays for Duke. And of course, I was never that caliber of player, but I would go down there just for the experience. So my junior golf was a lot of my like high school, like 9-hole match play. Mm-hmm. And then, I'd play in the club events back home, like my club championships, member guest. I'd try and go around to the local courses, to their individual tournaments, and play those as well. So I guess my journey as a junior golfer was a little bit left unfinished. There's a lot that I'd love to change, but there's a lot that I couldn't change unless I wanted to travel. So, and for me, I didn't want to travel more than 2 hours to play a golf tournament. It just makes for a very long day. Yeah. But it's junior golf is just one of those things that I don't think you realize it when you're a junior at the time. But when I was in high school, I made so many different friends and so many different people that I've met. It's just funny how these people come back into your life down the road. And like, for me, especially when I started this company, some of my first customers were some of these kids that I played a 9-hole match against as a freshman. And I was like, oh, well, that's just a connection I made. And if I would have never made that connection, who knows where I'd be.
That's true. Yes. We got Nate Hyrn, y'all, of Acorn Hills. So talk to us, Nate, about why you chose to start the brand.
Yeah, and a lot of it too, started when I was COVID lockdown. I was a junior in high school, and I used to sit up at night and think, all right, I'll just kind of fool around here. And I had this little notebook. I called it Nate's Business Ideas. I still have it. It's at my house somewhere.
Okay.
But one of them was actually Acorn Hills. And there's some off the wall things I had in that notebook as far as business ideas.
Okay.
But one of them was Acorn Hills, and I always held on to that idea of combining the outdoors with almost a lifestyle type brand where anyone can wear it, whether it's a golfer, whether it's a hiker, camper, or whatever. Just be kind of paying homage to my outdoor roots myself.
Right.
So when I came to college, things got tabled and everything like that, but I still had that notebook. And the one time I thought, I want to transfer, I want to do all this stuff, and it was just so weird. The notebook fell out right in my closet. Somehow I brought it to college. I don't remember packing it to bring to college. I brought it out and I opened it up and was looking at it. I thought, I need to start this. It's like, there's no time. It's like, this is a sign, no time like the present. And so that's when I started. I started our freshman year, my spring, but I didn't officially launch the website until January of this year, just for tax purposes.
Well, I
But
got to tell you, I want to tell you real quick, one of the things that I'm really big on, because I've been in business for probably 23 years. I always tell people that when you have a thought, sometimes you just have to move on it, because you never know, it may be a multi-million-dollar thought, so
yeah,
just wanted to throw that in there.
yeah, no, I appreciate you saying that, and I don't want to get too much into the aspect of the brand yet. I don't know if you want me to get into that yet.
No,
But
we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
yeah, and it was just it's honestly every day I just woke up as a freshman there, my second semester, and thought, okay, how can I do a little bit better than I was the day before, or how can what's the next step I can do to maybe start the brand more. So I spent the next 6-7 months just researching and studying, and coming out of high school, I had a couple NIL deals with clothing brands for golf, because I would go out and I didn't go after any big large companies.
Right.
But what I would do is I would target these small companies and say, hey, I'm a junior golfer. I don't have the big name as maybe a D1 golfer does, but I'd love to rep your stuff. And I didn't get compensated or anything like that, but I got a lot of gear deals and a lot of time where I almost conducted this search, like my own research and development, without having to really spend the money. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And at that time, I didn't even think of that. But looking back on it now, like those experiences, seeing that back end of the clothing industry really helped me kind of form my own as far as everything goes, and see how processes work and what it takes to do this and that, and that was just connect. And also too, like I said before, this connects me with a huge network of people that I never thought I would have to utilize. And now that I started my own thing, like I'm constantly reaching out and saying, hey, can I, you guys have any advice for this? So
Yeah,
that's my second piece of advice, is don't burn a bridge, because people come back into your life.
that's right.
For sure.
Right. So describe your experience, Nate, in creating this brand called Acorn Hills.
What's that? Did you say describe it?
Describe your
Okay.
experience.
It's a mix between, if I had to pick two words, I'd say it's a mix between scared and rewarding, because scared is such a light word, because there are times when nothing about what your next move is. Like when I was building my website, I thought, geez, I've never done any type of coding in my life. It's like, I'm going to break something. And then when I was typing all my legal policies, I thought, oh man, I'm going to be a college kid and get sued. And this, I'm going to be done. And, but like I said before, each day you want to be a little bit better than what you were the day before. And I really held true to that. And, that's where the rewarding part comes from, is when I see, anyone can get a logo and slap it on a piece of clothing and say, all right, I made my own brand. But when I'm securing manufacturing sites overseas and bringing it over, and everything's interlabeled with my stuff, and seeing that come full circle, and going out in the community and seeing someone like wearing my stuff who don't even know me, because
Right.
they don't even know me. And I just kind of silent walking around, just like, wow, okay, like that happened because of my initiative that notebook, my initiative to start it. So that's probably the best way to describe it, is like, wow, just seeing kind of the following I have. Because on Instagram right now, I'm very close to 1,000 followers, and I can truthfully say those 1,000 followers are all real people.
Okay.
I've engaged with all of them. It's almost this type of, I don't want to say cult following, but they understand the mission. They're willing to support it.
Right.
So I think that's the most rewarding part too.
That's good, man. That's good. And so who's your primary market? Who are you targeting for this brand?
Yeah, and Ro, that's a great question because my first launch was geared towards golf because it's what I knew most about coming out of high school, having the NIL deals, playing golf all my life. But really, the more we get into the brand, I'll explain more. But it's for anyone, any apparel for any outdoor activity. So anyone that just loves the outdoors. And my tagline is look good, feel good, do good. And my idea is when you look good, you're more likely to feel good about yourself. And then you're more likely to kind of spread that and be contagious to others. And for me, my clothing just helps you get there. It just helps you start that process. It's that tagline is a process, not so much a words to live by, more or less the process that starts with us. So for me, my target audience would be anyone that wants to start that process, which can be anyone, literally.
That's good. And give us what do you feel, Nate, that sets your brand apart from any other brand that's out there?
Yeah, and that's that's a great question. Trust me, I've been asked it a million times, and I give the same answers. Our hang seat tags, because really we're not different clothing wise. There's other companies out there doing, making clothes, doing stuff for outdoor activities and sporting stuff, but there's no one trying to help like eliminate their carbon footprint. Where with us, if think about it, Ro, you go into, I don't know, a major retailer like Dick's or, we'll say TJ Maxx that handles all types of clothes from all over the world. And you see that hang tag and you look at that little hang tag, it's a piece of plastic and then, it's tied on with a piece of plastic. And you look at that and you multiply it by that many pieces in that store times that company, you could just sit there and draw variables all day. Mm-hmm. And you really think about that, all that plastic that's being made, being wasted. Because when people get that hang tag, first thing you do is clip it and you throw it away.
Yeah.
When you get a piece of clothing, unless you're trying to return the clothing.
Right.
But with us, with me, I actually manufacture these in Canada. They're seed tags. They're made out of seed paper, and they operate the same way as the hang tag would. I tie it on with a piece of string or a bobby pin, mm-hmm. and you get that item, you cut the tag, and then you plant it into the ground, and pretty soon you have 2 to 3 weeks, you start having sprouts of these wildflowers. Wow. So it's truly amazing. And my thought process.
So you don't have to throw it away. You can.
No, but exactly. You can plant it. You grow, quote unquote, grow with us.
Yeah.
But it's funny because even if the person would cut it and throw it away, eventually it's going to get to that landfill where it'll probably get in the ground if it rains. Yeah. It's inevitable. These things will get planted regardless.
Yeah.
So it's just a great process. I think there's no one really out there communicating that message better than us.
That's good.
At this point in time, as far as small startups go, I'm not trying to compete with Nike. I'm not trying to compete with Under Armour. I'm just trying to do my own thing, stay in my own lane, and the people that want to understand the mission, support, that they're going to follow.
That's great. That's great. And Nate, did you have anybody that actually helped you launch the brand? Anybody that you want to give?
No, a lot of it, Ro, was me. A lot of it was me. A lot of times that I work what I say a 14-day week, because I'll go to school from 8 to 3, 8 to 4, and then from 4 on, unless I have golf practice or another like the gym or something like that, 4 on, I'm basically working on this. And a lot of nights it was 4 to midnight, because when I'm negotiating overseas, the time zones are different. So a lot of times it was very, very difficult for me to do it myself. So, but no, as far as people helping me, now right up the road is an SBDC. I don't know if you're familiar with those. They're small business development centers for colleges. A lot of times they're governmentally funded, so it's all free for me. But I partnered with them once or twice when I was first initially launching it, saying, "Hey, can you just look over this, say it looks good?" But they've said, they more or less told me, "All right, be prepared to fail." And for me, I didn't like hearing that. So I kind of just do my thing, and mm-hmm. I'm starting to get approached by all different people, which is great. Great problems to have, but really it's just me right now.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you when do you think your brand is good for junior golfers as well?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. Our sizing is for junior golfers. I look to expand that down the line to go even smaller to where I go for kids, offer kids size. But right now, it's the men's and unisex sizes. So, but it'd be great for junior golfers. I had a couple of junior golfers buy polos and college golfers and stuff. Everyone loves it. So I think it would be great for junior golf.
Okay. And what type of material um do you use for your products? Like shirt?
Yeah. Yep. So I guess the best reference to tell you is actually my manufacturer overseas is the same supplier that supplies FootJoy and Peter Millard. So think of those type of shirts, and that is what you're getting with me. But I obviously I'm not going to say I'm the same thing as Peter Millard and FootJoy. It's just it comes from the same vendor, same supplier, and my hats come from like New Era. So if you think of these products, these high quality products, and I'm offering legitimately the same thing. So a lot of your polyester, spandex, cotton, you name it, we have it. So it's good. It's good stuff.
And what you have hats, you have shirts, you have sweatshirts. Give us an idea
Yeah.
of
So
the product you got.
yep. So right now I have, of course, the quarter zip, the hat, the polo. I also have another hat coming. I had all these t-shirts drop yesterday. It's a very, very sad story, Rob, but they were irregulars. They're basically a shipment of irregulars. Yeah. So I eventually I put them on the site, launched them, everything happened, came in, they were irregulars, took them off the site right away, have to redo the whole bulk order, but I have t-shirts and stuff in production as well. So there'll be more items coming. But I'm very internally financed, so as long as everyone keeps following me, there'll be more products, I promise. But
Good. Well, listen, so what's the future of Acorn Hills?
yeah, I think the future is it's hard for me to say, maybe a year from now where I'll be, but because if you would have told me last year at this time that I would be featured on the Weather Channel, featured in USA Today, I would say, "Oh, you're crazy, Ro." But I think maybe a year out, I'd like to be in some suppliers. I actually just signed a contract today to be in it's called REI Outdoors.
Yes,
Uh,
I'm
be,
familiar with REI.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Do a small batch order to see how my products go in their stores, but yep, did a little batch order to them. But I'd say to get in some retailers, some pro shops. I got some local pro shops that are holding my stuff, and I'd love to get in some more. But then also, expand the mission, things like that.
Gotcha.
So
That's
keep
good.
growing, keep growing.
And you only a what, sophomore, junior in college?
I'll be a junior. Yes, I'm only a sophomore right
Rising,
now. So
rising
I'm
junior.
what rising junior. Yeah, it's something like crazy junior, I guess.
Yeah. But good, man. Sounds like you're doing well. So, is there anything else before we get into a little bit more golf talk? Anything else you'd like for our listeners to know about the brand?
Yeah, I can. Well, I'm my like I said before, my tagline is look good, feel good, do good, and the customer does their part by planning the tag. But it's like, how do I, as a CEO, founder, stay humble and do good on my part? And that goes to actually practice what I preach. I partner with the National Forest Foundation.
Mm,
For every item that's ordered on my site, I plant a tree. So to date, it's a tree in the national forest. So all over the United States. So to date, we planted about 120, 125 trees.
that's
So
good.
it's been great. Yep, and I look to only expand on that. So if you want to check me out, I'm on Instagram at acorn.hills and online at www.acornhillsco.com. It's great stuff.
Good. And are you on Facebook and Twitter?
I am. It's not on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. It's just
On
Acorn
Facebook.
Hills Clothing Company. Yep.
Okay, great, great. Now, so let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about
Yep.
the bag. What's in your bag?
Yeah. So I used to always shape the ball a lot in high school because one, I played a softer shaft. I played 6.0's Project X
Okay.
and Mizuno. So I shape the ball a lot. And me being a righty, I'll hit a natural fade, or if I want to hit a draw, I can. But
Mhm.
I play Mizunos. I play hot metals. I think they're 919s. They're a little older now, getting older. But those are the irons I play. But I have such a mixed bag. My,
Right.
my driver's Callaway Speed, the um whatever it's called, Rogue Speed, or I forget what it's called.
Okay.
And then I have the Sim 2 hybrid, and then the Sim 2 3 wood. Both have the Ventus blue in them. Wedges I have. I don't know what wedges do I have here? I have a whole bunch. The Callaway Jaws, like the raw
Yeah.
finish one.
Yeah.
Yeah, raw finish Jaws. And I
Mhm.
also have another Callaway Jaws. It's just a forged. I think it's a Mac Daddy 3. But and then what other? Well, putter I have the Odyssey 7S. Like it's like looks like I call it the vampire, but it has like it's red with the fangs and stuff like that. I have the
Okay.
counterweight in it. But yep, that's my bag more or less. And
Right. What
for
kind of
school I play. What's that?
You said what? The school?
I said I play Pro V1s for ball.
Pro V1s, right? Yeah, that's
Yep.
the only thing my son plays is Pro V1s.
Yep. I used to be I could
right?
yeah, I could play TP5s and the other balls like TP5s and what's another good one?
Callaway?
Maybe maybe Chrome Soft, but
Yeah.
I just never liked the feel. And even with the Pro V1X, never liked the feel. So I just always been a Pro V1 type of guy, and low numbers, so no high numbers.
Gotcha. And what kind of index you carrying today?
Yeah, and in college I probably carry about a 4 to 5, I would say, just because one, we playing a lot of longer courses, and then a lot of more difficult longer courses, all from the tips. I mean, as far as you want to go back, we play
7,000,
up to
72.
yeah. Actually, for conferences this past year, we played a course in Pittsburgh called Nevillewood, and it was 7,500. And I don't hit the ball long at all. So you were saying about when I hopped on here first, you said about your son with the putts. I'm kind of a different type of college golfers. I maybe hit the ball 250, 260, if that.
Yeah.
But when I putt like average putts, it's crazy. My average my freshman year was 25 and a half putts per 18.
What?
Yeah, my putting's unreal. But at times, but when it's off row, it's also unreal too, because I just can't score. I'll be playing for doubles and bogeys, and especially on those longer courses. But so back home when it's a shorter course, I'll play basically scratch, or I'll play what did I shoot this past summer? I think I shot a 65, 66, somewhere in there at my home course. So I can go real low. I think probably about, I'd say scratch would be perfect when I'm at home. I do keep it a little high though, because I am in a men's league back home with a bunch of seniors, and they like to sandbag a little bit. So I got to keep it. Even a little.
Too,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. I have it set to 2 right now, so we're okay.
Gotcha.
But
Now, who's your favorite player on the PGA Tour or player?
oh man, that's like saying picking my favorite song or something. That's a tough question.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it changes weekly. I've always been a Rory fan.
Yeah.
Love Rory. Growing up, I was a huge Bubba Watson fan. I don't know. I mean, he's on Live now, but
Yeah.
I was a huge Bubba Watson fan when I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why. I just love the Bubba Watson stuff. I like JT though. I'd say JT is my favorite player. I actually, when I was in high school, I had to do a type of research project in my one class where at that time I wanted to be a golf pro, like a teaching pro.
Okay.
And and I reached out to all these golf pros, and actually one of the guys, it was Colin McCarthy. He's on Instagram now, and he kind of blew up. He's really famous now. I reached out to him, and that was back when he was really starting out. But I reached out to JT's dad, Mike, and believe it or not, he got back to me and was probably the most genuine guy I had a call with about that. So just for that reason, I've always been a very big JT fan.
Okay. Good. And what's your favorite course that you played before?
I would say it's a toss up. For college wise, it's definitely called Nevillewood down in Pittsburgh. I was just telling you about.
Yeah.
It's Nevillewood. Yep. It's a Nicklaus course.
Okay.
But the other one would be probably Disney's Magnolia down in Disney World. That was a fun one to play.
And what's your dream course to play one day?
Dream course. Oh, Augusta for sure. For Augusta would be the no doubt. But
yeah, hey, listen, you got a good head on your shoulders, Nate. And Augusta, you never know, might be just around the corner.
Maybe. I'll take you with me, bro.
Yeah. Yes. I'm speaking it.
Sounds good. I like it.
Good, man. Well, listen, man, we want to thank you for coming on the podcast today. We wish you well with the brand. It's amazing that you're only a sophomore and you're launching your own brand as a sophomore in college. That reminds me of the Bill Gates, drop out of school. I know you're not gonna drop out of school.
No, I'm not. I'm running it out of my college dorm though. I have a couple inventory spots where I ship out of, and one of them is my college dorm. So constantly, and it's very nice too because the post office is literally within walking distance. So every day I'm taking packages and stuff. So it's quite the funny thing if you really sit down and think about it. But
yeah, man. Well, good luck on all your business adventures. If we could do anything for you at the Junior Golf Podcast, man, we just let us know. Reach out to us. And man, you enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
Thank you for listening to the Junior Golf Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We hope you enjoyed this new episode. And if you did, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please share this episode with others who may be interested in this topic. Also, feel free to let us know what topics you'd like to see covered in future episodes. Get in touch in the comments or on any of our social media networks. See you next week for a new episode